This, I'm not meal prepping anything. I'm just eating fruit. You just grab a fucking banana and
that's the difference.
Come to the office.
This doesn't feel like a full-time job. Like it's easy. It's like I'll go get a smoothie and then I'll go so mainly with my work, I work out of the house. And so I'll get up in the morning, I'll go get a smoothie, I'll go and I'll come back home, I'll start working, and then I'll go get another smoothie. And I'm only even I make smoothies at my house too, which are actually getting better than the place that makes them. But I kind of go just to get out of the house. You know what I mean? Sometimes like get out of the house, go do something. So it's like it breaks things up for me and it just made it really easy. And then after I have that second one of the day, I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to eat later tonight? And then some days it just clicks in my head, like, you know what? You don't really need to eat tonight. Why don't you just have, some more fruit, or why don't you have some candy and watch a movie? And it's weird because you feel bad eating the candy, but then the weight just keeps going down. So you're like, well, I don't even know if this is bad,
I've had days where I ate a lot more and I was like, oh, I'm sure I'm going to weigh more the next day. And I weighed less.
Yeah, it's weird.
I was like,
and you're eating, and just to be clear, you're eating candy with no fat. So like I heard somebody making fun of the sugar diet today going, oh, yeah, Reese's peanut butter cups are part of it. And like if Reese's peanut butter cups were part of this, forget about it. Like, it'd
be the greatest diet of all time.
Yeah. It's like, you can't have Reese's peanut butter cups. There's no way you can fit that into the sugar diet. Like it doesn't,
I do think
it's not part of it.
I do think if you were to only eat peanut butter cups that you could lose weight, because I think over time you would start to get adverse to it, even though they taste so good.
Yeah. You know
how much are you gonna, I mean, I guess
they have that with everything. When Ron, your friend Ron Penna from that used to own Quest, he was doing all these programs to treat dogs with cancer, and they would feed him like high quality meat every day. And after a while, the dogs get sick of it. They want something else. Like that's just the nature of mammals, I guess. I shouldn't say humans because they're not human, but like
your girlfriend is doing the sugar diet as well.
Yep, my girlfriend Angel, she is amazing. She's an EMT now, so she just got a job on the ambulance in Houston. So she's gone like all day long, and she loves it because she can again have like a smoothie before she goes to work. She brings something with her to work to eat that's sort of like along the lines of the diet. Maybe she likes dates, so she'll bring some dates.
Those are amazing.
Not other men, but just dates, like the fruit. Not like she brings a date with her. But so she'll have stuff like that, and then she'll come home and then eat like a lot of times we buy sushi from like there's a supermarket by us has amazing sushi, HEB, and buy like a little sushi package, and it's got like maybe some salmon and some, it's like nigiri, like,
awesome.
Yeah. And so she'll have that like at night, and that's her, meat and starch. That's still under 30 grams of fat because it's like a limited amount. It's not like you're eating a ton of it. And it's a lot of rice. And so she's been doing stuff like that. And her weight went, she dropped down. I shouldn't tell her weight, but she dropped down about 10, 12 pounds already. And she's loving it. We go to the movies like every weekend. That's like our thing. We find movies, like even find like weird movies that nobody knows about to go watch. And, it's like we like to eat candy. So we'll go to a movie, sit there, eat some candy. And then, but I found like lately, I'm like sick of the candy. Like I don't even want it anymore. So it's like you can have it, but it's like fun when you can have it and you don't even want it.
Just some craziness. I wanted to ask you too, how much sugar fasting, because there's a lot of ways to lose weight with this protocol, and you don't have to be perfect on it. So, how many actual sugar fasts have you done, like where you're only eating like kind of those sugars and just getting through the whole day that way?
Oh, in the whole day, I've probably done about 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, that's really cool to know, because you lost a good amount of weight, and it's not like you've been hardcore doing that every single day.
If I was more dedicated to the diet, like if there was some sort of like bigger goal, or like I really, I would probably do it more. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just eat just to eat, which is stupid. I
think everyone does.
I know, like, I know, like, I'm like, I should shut it down. I'm like, but I feel like having this or that. And then you do notice though, that when you do have starches, it really does put the brakes on things, maybe it makes
the brakes on some weight loss.
Maybe it makes you hold some more water. I'm not really sure, but having some starch does something that makes it not as easy to keep dropping the weight. It seemed like I was the same weight a couple days. But also like, you got to think it could be the timing of when I weigh, because when you weigh in, if you eat at night, and then you kind of eat late at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like my girlfriend, sometimes she gets home off of work at like midnight. So sometimes I'll eat at like midnight, and then I'll wake up at like 6 in the morning or something. I'll get weighed, so I'm a little bit heavier. But then by noon again, I'm down. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
down again to even less than I was the day before. So it's really like I just need to dial in my focus on it a little bit. I think I'll lose even more.
Yeah, but that's great. You've been able to lose the weight the way that you're doing it, and I think that's like I've been sharing that with people. You can lose weight doing just the sugar diet, or you can get more hardcore about it and do sugar fasting. If you feel like you're stalling, that's when you have to start to narrow things down. Like if you're doing sugar fasting and you're stuck, then maybe you're just eating too much candy. Maybe you're putting too much sugar on stuff. I found it really useful to actually utilize a little bit of sugar, but a little bit of sugar goes a long way.
Mhm.
Like if you buy some berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, stuff like that, and you want to dump, honey obviously packs a really powerful punch. But that can be a lot of honey. Kind of reminds me of peanut butter, where um, peanut butter is like the nemesis of every dieter, because they try to put peanut butter in their bodybuilding diet. And it's the dumbest thing, because you're always going to have extra scoops anytime you ever try to use it.
Yeah.
And the same fucking thing happens with honey. But anyway, just dumping a little bit of sugar on some fruit is a great option when your fruit isn't as sweet as you'd like it to be, because sweeter fruit contains more sugar anyway. So it's not like you shouldn't be having that much extra calories. You're just trying to make it to where it's, tasting like a very ripe piece of fruit.
Yeah. There's been a couple of, I guess, inconsistencies or maybe contradictions with the diet. I know that like Cole loves to like yell at people and stuff like that. And so I get a little confused sometimes, because in the beginning, and maybe this has just evolved, it seemed like he was saying eat as much sugar as you want. But then I watched videos more recently and he's saying you're an idiot if you're putting sugar on your fruit, where he told me to put sugar on my fruit like a week ago. And then he said, you're an idiot if you do that. So has there been like, has he come around to different things, or do you know, or is it like,
it's just evolving, this
evolving.
is all, it's all new. So he puts information out, and we're both putting information out to like the masses, right? There's like thousands of people now doing this diet, nearly every influencer on YouTube. I've never seen really anything quite like it. I know carnivore blew up quite a bit when it came around, but it didn't blow up this fast in this fashion. And I don't think it really maybe it did encourage some people that otherwise wouldn't even have a YouTube channel, but I see a lot of new YouTube channels even popping up addressing this. But yeah, Cole did talk about, pouring some sugar on some stuff, making sure people are getting in enough calories. But that's for people that are like feeling like shit. Yeah. That's for people that are feeling like tired and worn out. Now, it also doesn't mean though that you dump tons and tons of sugar on stuff, because that can also make you feel like crap. Like you don't want to have 500 grams of sugar just randomly, like in a sitting, like, that's not a great, you still have to follow just general diet guidelines. Like you should be pretty fucking hungry.
Yeah.
Probably like twice a day. You should be pretty hungry. Like you don't have to be starving, but the hungrier you get, probably the better results that you have, without, trying to push your calories down too low. So many of the bad health outcomes that people have from sugar are because they have constantly elevated sugar. And that's where fat and that's where protein can come in. Is fat and protein will keep your sugar levels elevated for longer. And people think that's a good thing. And it can be, because it can slow down the rate. So your blood sugar is not blasted through the ceiling out of nowhere. But at the same time, if you can train your metabolism and train yourself to get used to this, then you're going to be training your insulin sensitivity. And there really hasn't been a lot of diets that have been addressing this. You also might be fine-tuning your T3 and your T4 production by having some fructose. So there's a lot of cool things that can come from this diet, and people need to be a little bit patient. The information is going to continue to shift around and to change, because when I first started doing the diet, I was doing the sugar diet, where the second half of the day for dinner, I was having a lean meat and a starch, and it worked pretty good. I felt pretty jacked off of it. I felt strong off of it. I liked some of the progress I was making, but it wasn't as fast as I'd liked. So then I was like, okay, guaranteed weight loss is sugar fasting. And then for some people, that might not guarantee shit. And if it doesn't guarantee shit, then shrink it down even more and go with fruit and fruit juice And the thing that's powerful about this is you don't have to necessarily do it every day. Just do it as you did it, over the course of 30 days or 60 days or whatever it was. Over the course of 60 days, you actually did a full-on sugar fast like 7 times. That shows you how powerful it is. You still lost the weight without going full blast into it.
Yeah.